Let's talk about this guy. What do you think of this defendant? Let's bring in our legal analyst guest, Attorney John Mobley, with us this morning. John, take two. We couldn't see you the first time, but you're ready to go now. So what exactly is up with this guy? What do you make of him as you watch this interview?
I tell you, Julie, got to call it like I see it, of course. The first thing that kind of comes to mind is that this defendant is lucky to be alive. You know, when you consider that he just committed a double homicide, at the time he was arrested, he was in the commission of another home invasion. He had stabbed a police officer, and responding officers showed up on the scene and fired their weapons, and he was shot, but he wasn't killed. I mean, that just kind of boggles my mind. I mean, you see, people that are shot and killed for way, way less these days. So the fact that he stabbed an officer, he was in the middle of a home invasion, and he still wasn't shot and killed to death is quite frankly amazing to me.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, John. It really is. Do you think, to that point, do you think that he was trying for a suicide by cop situation?
I don't think so. You know, when you listen to his interview, it's pretty understandable why he could be found both competent and sane. And just for the viewers, you know, there's a distinction between mentally competent to stand trial and legally insane. Competence just means that, you are able to understand the nature of the proceedings and assist your attorneys. And the legal insanity just means that you can't be responsible for the crime based on mental health or mental illness issues, such as you don't understand the difference between wrong or right, or don't understand the nature of your actions. But he seemed to check all the boxes. You know, when I listen to some of the things he said during the interview, I mean, he talks to the officers about calling a lawyer, which indicates he understands the legal process. He talks about, when the officer's responding, knowing that he might go to jail or go to prison. Again, understanding the legal process and the consequences of his actions. He described in interviews with a psychiatrist, and something I found interesting is he said, yeah, they already told me I'm mentally insane. And again, insanity is a legal defense. So him using those terms suggests to me that he understands that if he's found insane, that he could legally be found not responsible for these crimes. And for him to put that out there, yeah, they've already told me I'm mentally insane. Other things he's talking about, he's talking about things that indicate he understands the legal concept of justifiable homicide. He's talking about killing in self-defense being justified. And I'm not sure if you caught it, but he also it seemed like he made a reference to the Castle Doctrine, which allows, for the lay people, you understand, of course, Julie, that's the concept of allowing a person a greater right of self-defense in their home. So if you can show killing or homicide be justifiable if you were in your own home. So for someone that is, allegedly, incompetent to stand trial, and according to his attorneys, or perhaps insane, he has a very strong command of the legal process and the legal system.
He does, John. Really sharp analysis you just gave us. When he said, I don't think I want to hand over my firearm because that's irrelevant. I'm thinking, oh, this guy, that is why, for the reasons you just stated, John Mobley, that is why we're not seeing a trial where he's pleading not guilty by reason of insanity. I'm sure his lawyers would have had him evaluated, make double, triple check sure that he was sane at the time. And so they're stuck with this other defense. The CIA did it, apparently, is what this guy believes. John Mobley, I want to get your thoughts on that. I have to take a break. Stand by, kindly, please. Friends at home, let us know what you think about the setup theory this defendant is articulating to his attorney. His attorney doing a fine job, by the way, representing him on these really, really awful facts. We'll be right back.